welcome to the Fairydust Crafts podcast. My name is Gina and I come to you from my craft room here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. This is a place where I talk about all of my crafts, mostly knitting. Every once in a while you get some quilting and sewing, crochet, cross stitch, all sorts of crafts, but this is mostly a knitting podcast. My goal is to eliminate all of my UFOs. I've been working hard on it, and if you've been here from the beginning, you have actually seen me finish some of my UFOs. So we'll just see what's gonna happen, I guess. But that is my goal, and once I have reached the end of my UFO lineup, I will conquer, hopefully, knock on wood, all of my yarn stash. We'll see how we'll get on with that. But in the meantime, I would like to show you all of my finished objects that I've been working on and my works in progress. And in the end, I'm going to talk about a little bit of life stuff, what I've been watching, reading, and just like what's been happening in general. You can see I'm wearing long sleeves now. It felt a lot like fall this morning when I got up. That's why I'm also drinking a pumpkin spice latte here. I'm very excited about fall. Fall is my most favorite season in the world. I live for fall and winter, so I'm kind of glad that summer is over, but I'm still enjoying the last little, well, we get a lot of sunshine actually during winter time here, but I'm definitely enjoying the last few like warmer days. It was pretty chilly this morning when I got up, but it did warm up a little bit. So I think when I was driving home from work, it was like just above 20 degrees Celsius. So like perfect, and like beautiful blue sky sunshine. So let's just get started with all of my WIPs, because I do not have a single finished object for you this week. Now, before I show you my first, oh, you can see like a knitting needle sticking out here. Before I show you my very first project here, just a little reminder that I'm mostly active on Instagram and here on YouTube as well, but Instagram is like my social media outlet. If you have any questions at all about materials that I'm using or like what I'm working on, you can find all of the detailed information on my Ravelry page. I will link to all of my like stockist suppliers and patterns, all of that, just down below here in my show notes. So if you go and click the three little dots where it says more, you'll find all of my show notes, and I will link to everything that I will talk about today. If I do forget about anything, let me know and I will send you links or guide you to wherever you'll find all of the information. Now, let's start with this. This is a project bag I got from Chinchasnap. Their website is chinchasnap.com, and they're also on Instagram. This is a Outlander tartan, and I am very excited that I got this one. So my most favorite project bag right now. And in here, so if you've been here before and you're a returning viewer, you'll know that I am currently working on a knit along. I am hosting a knit along, rather. I am knitting with like a few of you guys out there the November jacket by Petite Knit, and this was my main project this week. One of two main projects. But I really wanna kind of like just get going with this. I have enjoyed this so much, And now that it's getting a little more chilly, and you can definitely use like it doesn't have to be a like thick winter jacket, but just like a warmer layer in the mornings, I want to wear this. So I think last week I was just finished with my back part here, my back yoke. Let me just get all of this out of the way. And in the meantime, this week I have finished, this is the front yoke. So it will kind of like, I think right side, yes. So it will kind of like look like so, and then this is the neck. And just last night I have picked up stitches for the left shoulder, left front yoke. So it's this part has been very, very easy going. It's really just like knit back and forth for however many inches or centimeters she's telling you. So this part, except for the tricky little bit, not really tricky, but you gotta pay attention a little bit when you pick up stitches in the front here. So you just gotta count and kind of like pay attention. So I want to say, like, when you do get to this part, take like 10 minutes, sit down where it's like just quiet and you're by yourself, so you can just count out all your stitches so you won't make any mistakes. But whoops, almost dropped it. It's like so squishy, and it's been going really, really well so far. I've only made like one little minor boo-boo where I was able to just like backtrack a few rows and fix it. So this is what I've been working on. This yarn is Barocco Vintage. It is a worsted weight. And so I've been talking about I have to make like a sweater or a cardigan or something for my mom for Christmas this year. And I've already picked out a little like sweater, like half sleeve sweater type of thing, also by Petite Knit. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll pick up Barocco Vintage DK and pair that with a mohair, and I'll make her one of these guys because I'm really enjoying working on this. This is so much fun. I love the brioche stitch, just single color brioche. It is, I'm just so into it right now, and I would love to make a second one. So I've changed all of my plans. Which, like, the goal, I already had the yarn for her sweater, so like now we gotta go out and buy more yarn, but that's my plan, so hopefully I'll stick with it. So that's my current, like, really I am working on this project right now and I want it done and start a second one. My knit along is still running for another month and a bit, I believe. So today is September, well, I didn't even say that. Today is September 14th, Thursday. You'll be seeing this tomorrow. And my knit along will be going on until November 5th. So it is just a lots of time. I've made so much progress in just a couple nights here. I am pretty sure that you could still pick up this project, cast it on, and if you're just like a monogamous words. If you're a monogamous knitter, pretty sure you can make this cardigan within like 3-4 weeks. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't want to like lean too far out the window here, but like it's been going so fast so far that I am fairly convinced that you can get this done in like no time. The next one I have been working on quite a bit actually is a test knit, and fair warning, I will not make it. I have already talked to the designer about this. I started a little late because I had the wrong yarn picked out. It is a DK weight cowl, and when I picked out the yarn I was like, ooh, I found something in my stash, and it only takes 2 skeins of yarn, and I had 3, so I signed up with her to knit a hat, test knit a hat, and I still have like lots of time for that. And I found like 3 skeins of yarn. I was like, ooh, that's it. Like I'm gonna knit both cowl and hat in the same yarn. So I have like a matching set. And then I pulled it all out. This was on I think Saturday night. I pulled it all out and noticed that it's not a DK, but it was a sport weight yarn. So, and I like a heavier sport, but still I didn't really want to chance it. I didn't really want to have to like figure out my gauge, because I know with this yarn and the needle size she's suggesting, I can actually get gauge. So I had to wait until my local yarn shop opened on Tuesday and grab new yarn, fresh yarn, and this is the color I picked. It is All of You by All Points North Yarn Co. I love this. All of You is like one of my favorites. This is a very, very messy cake. But you can see the color. It's like absolutely my color. I love it. So I started the cowl and already like late, and then I only had like a week left to knit it. And let me just get my little crate out of the way here. And a week is just not enough. So, oops, inside out. This is what it looks like. This is the Tinker Doodle Cowl by Simply Good Knitting. And this cowl is coming out, the pattern is coming out on September 19th. And if you do go and sign up with her mailing list, I believe she sends you a little coupon code for Ravelry so you can get a discount on it. But I just love it. These are all little single, I think I showed you guys this last week, I can't remember. But these are all single cables and knit through the back loop. Everything's, all the knit stitches are through the back loop, and it is absolutely gorgeous and just a joy to work. So this is the cowl. And I already said that I will be, like, I actually signed up for the hat, which I'm like super excited about. And I only just cast on and started working on the brim here. I got this in, isn't it cute? This little guy. It is actually a sock set. This is, I made this. And it is a sock sack, which means, let me just get all of my stitch markers out of here. It has a little pocket inside here, so it folds. Super bad at this, obviously. So my yarn is sitting in here. There is enough room, it doesn't look very big, but there's enough room for 2 balls of yarn, and there's a little pocket in here. So a zipper pocket. And you can put all of your stitch markers or scissors, like all of those fun things in here. I'm gonna just put my little tin in here and it fits perfectly in there. So, like so. And then your yarn just goes on the one side, and you've got enough left here for actually like a full cake, or you can even put like your little minis in there. So perfect for knitting 2 at a time. I've been really busy sewing project bags. Sewing project bags for a purpose for Knit City. I will show you those next week. I'm actually really excited to show you guys those. But it is a collaboration between myself and All Points North Yarn Co. She did some dyeing. She dyed some yarn, or some fabric rather. I'm like losing my project here. So she dyed some fabric, and I'm making sock sacks, shawl sacks, and little zipper pouches. We'll be introducing those at Knit City in Vancouver on September 24th, 25th in at the Peony in Burnaby. And then after that, she may have some left over to purchase at her store. But back to my hat. So this is a like a really short cable. I put this on my Licky interchangeables. Those are the blush interchangeables. I cast on for a medium or like small medium adult. I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles for the brim. Funny story. So this is the interchangeable set. I'm supposed to use a 3.25, but I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. I'm not sure if it's gonna focus or not. There it is. See that texture? Cats. So my old boy who passed away last year, he went to town on my 3.25 millimeter needles. So if anybody has any input in how I can fix this, maybe I'll just have to like see if I can find just 3.25 needle tips, because it's the smallest size in the set, and those I find like I use them fairly often. It's literally, they're chewed up so much that I can't, like, they snag my yarn, so I can't really use them anymore. Too bad. So I'll see if I can find like just a separate like set of tips somewhere. Yeah, that sucks. So I just used a 3.5 millimeter because what you gonna do? It works, right? So that's kind of like, I think for this coming weekend, this will be my main project. I would love to get this done sooner rather than later, so I can take some pictures and send them Kirsten's way. Kirsten Auer is the designer behind Simply Good Knitting, so I'm excited. And I thought, because I only have like the brim done, don't even have it done. I think there's like 2 rounds of brim and that's it. And then I cast on 2 new things. Not that I already have like a million things to work on, but I have, you can see it kind of like behind me, there's this little basket right here where I put all my leftovers from mostly socks, but these are all my fingering weight, or a bunch of my fingering weight leftovers, where I only have like a little bit, so less than probably 30 grams. So I started this thing here. So this is a super scrappy, as you can see, habitation throw. You can find all the information on what needle size and everything that I use. I think I used a different needle size. Yes, I changed the needles. There's flies. I changed the needle size just so I could get a fabric that I really like. But I've just been like casually working on this. So it's a 10 row repeat, and I do 10 rows every once in a while. I think I would like to, I'm pretty sure, well, I don't know. I would like to work on this like over winter time maybe, so I can kind of like, as it grows, I have like something to keep me warm. But this is all I have right now, so it will grow quite a bit, and I think I will actually have to go out and get needles with a longer cord, because I think this is at 32. I don't think this is going to be long enough, because I would like to have like a decently sized throw here, so I got something to snuggle up on the couch. Speaking of blankets, Rowan Yarn is doing a mystery KAL this fall. They started, I think we're doing day, or week 5 now. 4 or 5. It is a 7-week long knit along, and it is a throw by Martin Storey. He has like the most beautiful patterns, lots of Fair Isle, and I'm knitting along. I am not very far yet because I started with, and I ripped it all out. I had about this much done. I started with just like a test square. So what it is kind of like quilt style squares. They're all Fair Isle. And every week you're getting a new square. They're absolutely amazing. So all you gotta do is free to sign up. All you do is sign up on the Rowan Yarns website. It will, if you go to their website, it will have like somewhere on the very top, it will have like what they're working on, or like their patterns and stuff. So I signed up for it like literally I believe a day or so before it came out, because I just randomly saw it and I was like, I don't really have to yarn for it. It is, they're using Rowan felted tweed, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I didn't really go out and buy like a super expensive yarn because it is a blanket. And I like using blankets, so I don't want anything like super exquisite. Translating to super expensive. And the other reason is that I have a cat, a fairly young cat, so I don't want the blanket to get destroyed. So like even if it does get like snakes or whatever, I'll be fine with that if it's not like, you know, a $20 50 gram ball of yarn and I've used like $300 of yarn to make the blanket. So what I did is I picked out Peyton's Classic Wool Worsted. So it is a worsted weight yarn. That's my first thing, and that's why I did a little swatch. So with the first square that came out, I just started swatching at it, like, as I said, like not a lot, like maybe like 10 centimeters or so. And instead of just doing the regular back and forth Fair Isle, I am double knitting. So it is larger, and so all my squares are, I think they're about to be like a 10-inch by 10-inch square. And if you're using Rowan yarns or any kind of like DK weight yarn, it will be a 6 by 6 square. So 6 inches by 6 inches. So this will be a 10 by 10 because I am not only using a thicker yarn, but I'm also double knitting. So it is reversible, and it is definitely slow going, but I'm really enjoying it. I don't know what it is, but like anything that is just like a touch more complicated right now, I am really I'm really enjoying it. I'm still working on like my socks that I showed you all last week, but I haven't made much progress there. Just because I want to get my cardigan done, and B, I have just been enjoying things like this. So as you can see, the first square is going to be a snowflake, like so. And you're supposed to make multiples every week. What I will be doing is, because I'm like 4 weeks behind, I'm just gonna do, or 5 weeks. Is it 5 weeks? I'm not sure. I will be just knitting square 1, and then I'm gonna proceed to square 2, and then come back to square 1. So just so I'm not doing like the same thing over and over again. And I'm just gonna take my time. This will be my big winter project for 2023-2024. And then we'll see what happens. Now this yarn, Peyton's Classic Worsted, is excellent for felting. Now, I thought once I'm done and I have a full blanket, I'm gonna machine wash it. I will machine wash it. I'm not going to wash it hot or anything. I'll just machine wash it in like on delicate, and then I'll spin it out real good, and maybe, like, depending on what it looks like, maybe I'll throw it in the dryer for like on low for 20 minutes, 10 minutes at a time, something like that, and just see what happens. And then I'll let it dry, obviously lay flat to dry. But I will machine wash it, and I do intend to just lightly felt it. I don't want like a felted blanket. I don't want a felted wool blanket, but just lightly felt it. So we'll see what happens. Just, it is slow going. So once I believe once I have like a square done, I will just show you guys what it looks like, and we'll just go from there. But that's all I've been working on this week. I haven't gotten any mail at all this week, so nothing new, which is not a bad thing. Because every time I get new yarn or like new anything, I want to cast on more projects, which is not the point. Remember, we are here to, because I want to use up all of my yarn and finish all my UFOs. So I've been busy, I guess, with like all of this. Life has been still very busy. I was hoping it would calm down a little bit, but it did not. Au contraire. So now I lovingly call it my sweatshop. I am working hard on making project bags, so we can have something to present at Knit City. So prepping for Knit City is kind of like the main priority right now, and for me personally, it is getting the test knits out of the way, and that's about it. I've been working lots, and going to Knit City is definitely like a little more extra work. So that's all that's been happening. I feel like I have like projects all over the place. There's things everywhere. But that's all I've been doing. While I have been knitting, I've been watching Sopranos, and I, just to like have something a little more lighthearted, I started rewatching The Big Bang Theory. I've been listening to Dark Histories podcast. I kind of like every once in a while I pick up one of the podcasts that I really enjoy, and Dark Histories is like, it's very enjoyable to me. I really enjoy Ben's voice. He's the person behind, the voice behind Dark Histories. So I've been listening to that while I was cutting fabrics the last few days, and it just kind of like gives me something to think about, to unwind. So that's about it. We're still watching X-Files, pretty much like an episode every night. That's kind of like how we like to relax. Yeah, but that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions at all or concerns of any kind. What are you working on? I feel like I have like so many different projects. Are you knitting along with me with the November for November jacket? Let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like what's happening here, and if you're into it, maybe click subscribe. In the meantime, happy crafting, and I hope to see you guys here next week. Bye.